Okay, good morning, guys. Yesterday we have seen the bytes writable. We have seen a wrapper class, one more wrapper class in the Hadoop that is bytes writable. We have seen in the previous class. What is the use of this bytes writable? The bytes writable will create an array of binary data. To create an array of binary data, we use the bytes writable wrapper class in Hadoop. Clear. Internally, it will store the data in the form of binary number zeros and ones. Okay. The serialized format will contain the first 4 bytes indicate. Okay, first 4 bytes indicate an integer number. Okay, which indicates that how many numbers we are going to store in that array. The first 4 byte integer field will indicate how many numbers we are going to store in that array, and then followed by the those integer numbers, whatever the numbers we want to store, those numbers will be followed by that 4 byte field. That is briefly we have seen about the bytes writable class in the yesterday class. Clear. In its serialized format, okay, it is a wrapper class for creating an array of binary data. Next, in its serialized format, an integer field, 4 byte integer field, specifies number of bytes to be followed by the bytes themselves. Okay, first 4 bytes integer field will indicate how many bytes it is going to be stored, and followed by those bytes. That is briefly about the concept of this bytes writable, which we have seen in the yesterday class. Today, similar to the bytes writable, we have to see some more writable wrapper classes. Null writable. Today we are going to see one more writable wrapper class in the Hadoop that is called null writable wrapper class in Hadoop. What is this null writable wrapper class in Hadoop? The null indicates what? Empty, nothing will be there. Okay. When we want to write, when we don't like to write anything there, okay, any data, we don't want to write any data, we want to leave empty space there. We want to occupy the empty space. Then we use the null writable wrapper class. What is this null writable wrapper class will do is it will create an empty space. Okay, nothing will be there in that one, but it will occupy the space. Generally, when we will use this null writable means already we know when we come to the map reduce concept, every phase in the map reduce will take input in the form of key comma value pairs and output in the form of key comma value pairs. This is well known to us. Every phase of map reduce program will take input in the form of key comma value pairs and also output in the form of key comma value pairs. Clear. Sometimes for some keys we don't have values. Keys will be there for that key. At that time we don't have the value. What to do? We have the key, but at that time we don't have the value. For example, I have your roll number. At this present moment, I don't have your marks. I want to the key comma value pairs is roll number comma marks. Okay. So the situation is sometimes we have the key values. I have all the roll numbers, but for some roll number, currently I don't have the values. Values are not there. Now I have two options. I have to reject that key totally. I have to reject that key also. Why? Because there is no value. But I can't reject the key. Why? Because after some time I will get the mark. Value will come after some time. So what to do? The value should be declared as null writable. I will declare the value as a null writable. So that key will be there. Corresponding value will be taken as null value. Like in our database tables, we have the null value. Similarly here also. Okay, same thing. So that whenever in the future, whenever I got the value for that key, I will replace that null value with that value. That is one situation. And the second situation is sometimes we have value, but we don't have the key. For example, while I am correcting the paper, I have a paper who forgotten to write the roll number. I have the marks are there on the paper, but they forgotten to give the roll number. But they got the good marks. What I have to do? I have the value, marks are there, but roll number is missed. They forgot to give the roll number. So at present, I don't have the key. I have the value. Can I reject that paper? I can't reject. Why? Because next day when I go to the classroom, I can find out who is that person, whose paper it belongs to. So for today, I have to keep that paper safe. Okay, tomorrow I will get the key value. So what I have to do at that time, we place the key, we define the key value as, we define that key as a null writable. Okay. Generally, in the MapReduce programs, every phase will take input in the form of key comma value pairs, output in the form of key comma value pairs. At some situations, okay, sometimes we will have key, but we don't have the value. Or in some situations, we will have the value, but we don't have the key. At those situations, we declare that missed key or missed value as a null writable, so that some space will be allocated for that one. Empty space will be there. In the future, when we can happily replace that null key with exact key, null value with exact value. That is simply the usage of this null writable. In simply, what is this concept of null writable? Okay, null writable is a special type of writable. It has, as it has zero length serialization. Here the serialization is zero length serialization, right? Because null writable means it doesn't have any data. So zero length serialization, there is no need of any serialization. The serialization will not contain any bytes. Why? Because null writable has the value nothing. The object contains only nothing. That's why serialization is also a zero length serialization. Okay. In this, by using this null writable, no bytes are written to or read from the stream. Okay. It is used as a placeholder. Just the role of null writable is a placeholder. మనం బస్సులో కర్చీఫ్ వేస్తామండి, మనం కూర్చోం, బట్ మనం ఇంకోసేపు తర్వాత వస్తామని చెప్పేసి ఏం చేస్తాం, we will reserve the space by placing kerchief. Okay, the kerchief role is there. It is not the actual person to sit. Okay, it is a placeholder. It will say, it will occupy the, it will keep your place for some time. That means the null writable has no bytes to read or to write. It has no data to read or write. Only it will act as a placeholder. That means to have a place, it will work. After some time, whenever we got the value, we can replace that with exact value. Okay. Yeah. Already I told you this example situation where we use the null writable. Already I told you the situation in where we are using this null writable in the MapReduce program. If value is missed, if key or value is missed, if key or value is missed, we use the null writable. Clear? In the MapReduce program, if the file missing the key, if the file misses the key, we use the null value in the place of the key. If the file misses the value, okay, we use the null writable as a value. Clear? That is the briefly about the null writable. And one more last point about this null writable is it is an immutable one. That means we can't modify. Null writable means nothing, so we can't place a anything will be there. So it is an immutable one. Why? Because it is a empty value. It does not have any value. That's why it is a immutable one. Okay. To know whether it is whether the value is null or not, we use the null writable dot get method. By using this method, we can verify whether the whether particular value is declared as null writable or not. How to know means by using this null writable dot get method, we can declare whether it is already defined as null writable or not. This is briefly the concept of this null writable. Simply, what is this null writable is? It is a placeholder. Okay, it doesn't have any value. When we will declare a variable as a null writable means, if the variable does not have any value at this moment, we declare that variable as a null writable, so that in the future the variable can take the values. Okay, at present variable is required, but it doesn't have the value. Where we use this null writable means in the MapReduce program, sometimes we need to use the map null writable. Why? Because sometimes the key will be missed, but value will be there. Sometimes the value will be missed, but key will be there. At that time, we can't reject the other one. We must store the other one. In that case, we take help of this null writable. That particular missing value will be declared as a null writable, so that it can be act as a placeholder. That is briefly the first one, null writable one. Next, one more writable wrapper class in Hadoop is object writable or generic writable. We can call it as an object writable or generic writable, whatever the name, both are same. Object writable or generic writable. What is the meaning of this generic? We keep that object writable name sometime. We use the name now generic writable. What is this generic? General means what is the thing? In the reservation quota, when we go for government jobs or BTech seats, anything, we have the general quota will be there, reserved quota will be there. What is this general quota indicates? Generalization. What is the general quota indicates in the job purpose or in the seat purpose? The general indicates that it is available to everyone, whether he may be OC, he may be BC or SC or ST. Any category people can happily take that seat. That is the general quota. Any category people can take the job. That is the general category. Clear. Similarly, here also, what is this generic writable class or object writable class is? Sometimes the data we are storing in the Hadoop cluster is a combination of different data types. Okay. Sometimes while we are storing the data is a combination of different data types. Some part of the data is characters, some part of the data is numbers, integer numbers, some part of the data is floating point number, some part of the data is Boolean values like that. Okay, the data can be the data in the file is a combination of various categories of various types of data. Okay, then how to which data type we have to use for all that data? If the file contains only characters or strings, we use the text class. Okay, if the file contains only numbers, we use the integer int writable. If it contains only the float, we use the float writable. If it contains double values, we use the double writable. If all the things are the double, we use double writable. If all the things are float, we use float writable. If all are belongs to integer, we use int writable like that. But if it is a mixing one, which data type we have to use? Either we have to use which wrapper class we have to use int writable or float writable or double writable or text class or what we have to use. At that time, we use the object writable or generic writable. At that time, we use this object writable. It is a superset of all the wrapper classes. Object writable is a super class for all the writable classes. So that if you have doubt which data type we have to use, which wrapper class we have to use, simply we will use the object writable class. Whenever there is a situation where we have a doubt, either I have to use int writable or I have to use float writable or I have to use the text class or I have to use null writable. Whenever we have that doubt, okay, we can use the object writable, which is a generic to the all the things, generalization to everyone, so that any data value can be accepted. If you take this one, clear, and that is the one more thing. See, similarly, when we come to DBMS, SQL language also, sequential query language, there also we have the thing. Whenever we have the doubt whether we have to take the data type as int or char or date, whenever we have the doubt, simply we take varchar2. Varchar2 can accept integer numbers, it can accept the floating point numbers, it will accept the characters, it will accept the date, everything it will accept. So whenever we have doubt, simply we will take the varchar. Similarly here also, object writable will act as a superclass for all the wrapper classes. So whenever we have the doubt, or if the data is combination of various types, simply we will take this object writable wrapper class. See this one. This object writable wrapper class is a general purpose wrapper class. Okay, for all the Java primitives. For all the Java primitives, the general purpose wrapper class is the object writable wrapper class. For strings, that is for text class, it is the general wrapper class. Enum, writable, null, arrays. For every type of that one, for all types of the wrapper classes, the superclass is the object writable. So if we don't know exactly what we have to use, simply we will go for this object writable. If we have doubt whether we have to use bytes writable or not, simply we use object writable like that. Clear. Generally, where we use this object writable means it is used in Hadoop RPC. RPC means Okay, now as we told, okay కదండి, వాయిస్ వస్తుంది కదండి. Okay, object writable is a superclass for all these classes. It is used in Hadoop RPC. What is this RPC indicates what? When we come to this RPC, it indicates the remote procedure call. Okay, the Hadoop RPC, it is used in the Hadoop remote procedure call. What is the use of this RPC? Use the remote procedure call. What is this use of this RPC? What it will do generally? In the networking, we will use the RPC in the security purposes, and the networking we use the RPC. RPC protocol. We use this RPC protocol. The duty of this RPC protocol is we execute the methods of one application from another application. Okay, the application is running in US. We are in India. We run the methods of that application which is in US while we are in India. That is the remote procedure call. The procedures which are present in the application far away can be run here. Remote procedure call. That is the concept of this remote procedure call. Clear? By using that, okay. In case of Hadoop RPC, okay, we use this object writable in the Hadoop RPC to marshal and unmarshal method arguments. For the RPC marshal and unmarshal method arguments, we use the object writable. What is this marshal and unmarshal methods? What is a marshal method and what is an unmarshal method? See, marshal and unmarshal means they are similar to serialization and deserialization. In the remote procedure call, marshal is nothing but the object serialization in Java. Okay, similar to the same concept. Marshalling means securing the arguments. Remote procedure call means the procedure is in some location, we are in some other location. We are executing that procedure from here, so that the arguments should move from that one to this area. Okay, whenever the arguments should be moved through the network. Okay, what is this marshal arguments means? Secured objects, secured arguments. The arguments will be converted in the method arguments will be converted into the bytes and they will travel through the network. And at the other side, they will be unmarshaled. That means again the bytes will come back to in the form of arguments. Okay, marshalling is similar to that of the serialization. Unmarshalling is similar to that of the deserialization. But the difference is serialization and deserialization is applied on the objects, whereas marshalling and unmarshalling is applied on the method arguments. Okay, on the method parameters, we use the marshal and unmarshal technique, whereas serialization and deserialization is applied on the will be applied on the objects. That is a small difference. Okay, mainly the object writable used in the Hadoop RPC to marshal and unmarshal method arguments. Okay, to perform the marshalling and unmarshalling of arguments in the Hadoop RPC, we take help of this object writable. Okay, why? Because in case of the Hadoop RPC, okay, that data will be in different formats. In the remote procedure call, that data will be in different data types. That's why there we use this object writable. Okay, that is the second point. Next, when we come to the third point, object writable is useful when a field can be of more than one type. When there is a particular field whose values are different categories, then we use the object writable. That means whenever we have a particular item is there whose values are of different data types, at that time we use this object writable. Okay, if there is a sequential file, if there is a file in which the values are of different multiple data types are there, okay, the file will contain values of different data types. Then to declare the all those values, we have to use this object writable, so that all the entire file can be declared as a single object. Object writable object we can define. Otherwise, since the file contains many data types, we will get confusion which data type we have to use. At that time, we will use this one. But the drawback of this usage of this object writable is it goes for wastage of memory. Okay, space wastage will be there when we use the object writable. It will take more amount of space. Why? Because for every data, it will take the class name. It will access the data with the class name. Okay, for every value, it must take the class name. That's why it will consume more amount of space. That is the drawback of this object writable. This is briefly the object writable. Okay, today we have seen null writable wrapper class as well as the object writable wrapper class. In simple lines, how to remember null writable means, if we miss any value, we use the null writable for that to place hold. Okay, next, when we use the object writable means, whenever a file or a particular value field has multiple data type values. If a particular field contains multiple data type values, then which data type we have to use, we will get confusion. At that time, we use the object writable. Object writable wrapper class will behave as a super class for all the other wrapper classes. So that if you use object writable wrapper class, it will support all the wrapper classes. Clear? That is briefly about the today's concept of null writable as well as the object writable wrapper classes. Okay. So Ashton, today we have seen three wrapper classes: bytes writable wrapper class, null writable wrapper class, as well as the object writable wrapper class. Clear? We have seen interwritable, boolean writable, long writable, very long writable, variable long writable, float writable, double writable. Next, bytes writable, we have seen the null writable, we have seen the object writable. Next, we have to know the next classes, we have to learn about how to declare arrays in Hadoop. Already bytes writable is an array, but it is an array of binary data. How to create 1D arrays in Hadoop, how to create the 2D arrays in Hadoop, that's we have to learn in the upcoming classes. We will learn about that one. This is briefly about the today's class of null writable as well as the object writable. Clear, guys? Okay, on Monday class we will discuss about the remaining things, arrays in the Hadoop. We will discuss about that one on the Monday. Okay, thank you very much.